The natural beauty of
Hello and welcome to Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from different sporting arenas. In the next half an hour, we're going to bring you the latest from the latest bowling rankings in cricket. We will also get you the latest from football and a lot more. First up, the top headlines of the hour. Indian pacer Jasprit Bumrah reaches rankings pinnacle, climbs to the top of the Test bowling rankings for the first time. In an interesting clash, India beat South Africa to reach 5th consecutive Under-19 Cricket World Cup finale. Australia to take on Pakistan to decide the other finalists of the mega clash on Thursday. Jordan make their way to maiden final appearance after historic victory against South Africa at the AFC Asia Cup. And Court of Arbitration for Sport is hearing Wimbledon and French Open champions Simona Halep's appeal against doping suspension. So those were the top headlines of the hour from the world of sports, and now to bring you the latest from the world of cricket. Well, India entered a consecutive 5th Under-19 World Cup final as they beat host South Africa in the first semi-final of the Under-19 Cricket World Cup by 2 wickets at Willowmore Park in Pinoy on Tuesday. Now, chasing 245, middle-order batter Sachin Das hit 96 runs, while captain Uday Saharan scored 81 runs to bail India out after a top-order collapse. Earlier, Luandre Pretorius and Richard Silatswan smashed half-centuries to help South Africa post 244 for a loss of 7 wickets. Now, for India, Raj Limbani took 3 wickets, while Mushir Khan bagged a couple of scalps. India will play the final against winner of the semi-final between Australia and Pakistan. Staying on cricket, India pacer Jasprit Bumrah has now climbed to the top of the Test bowling rankings for the first time. Bumrah rises to the top spot for the first time on the back of his tremendous match figures of 9 for 91 during his side series, equaling 106-run victory over England and the second Test at Vizag. The 9-wicket haul saw Bumrah earn Player of the Match honours in the second Test and climb 3 places on the latest Test rankings for bowlers to claim the top spot from teammate Ravichandran Ashwin. Now, interestingly, this is the first time that Jasprit Bumrah has held the top ranking, with a 30-year-old having never been previously higher than the 3rd place, despite a total of 10 wicket hauls for his country from 34 Test match appearances. But with this, Bumrah becomes the 4th player from India and first fast bowler to top the bowling chart, with Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja and Bishan Bedi, the only players from the Asian country to have done so previously. Now, India will tour Zimbabwe for T20 International Series in July, right after the T20 Cricket World Cup in the West Indies and the USA. Zimbabwe Cricket Board and the Board of Control for Cricket in India, or the BCCI, on Tuesday announced that Zimbabwe will host India for 5-match series in Harare starting the 6th of July. Now, this is India's 4th trip to Zimbabwe for a T20I series after 2010, 2015 and 2016. India have never played a bilateral series against Zimbabwe at home ground, but they have toured the African country in the past. On this, BCCI Secretary Jay Shah said it is an exciting phase in world cricket as Zimbabwe cricket is rebuilding, and that India would do its best to support the growth of cricket in the country. Staying on cricket, New Zealand took their time but eased to a comprehensive victory over an inexperienced South Africa side by 281 runs late on the fourth day of the first test to take a 1-0 lead in the two-match series. The Black Caps had held a first innings lead of 349 and declared their second innings on 179 for 4 just before the start of play at Bay Oval to present the Proteas with an imposing victory target of 529. Now, they never looked like getting close to it, but it showed some resistance before seamer Kylie Jamieson made key breakthroughs by taking 4 wickets, and spinner Mitchell Santner mopped up the tail to bowl them out for 247. Now, New Zealand have never beaten South Africa in a test series. The Proteas sent a severely weakened squad featuring 8 uncapped players as they prioritise their financially lucrative 2020 competition. Former Australia captain Ricky Ponting has been appointed as the head coach of Washington Freedom ahead of the second season of Major League Cricket in the United States. Ricky Ponting has signed a 2-year deal and takes over from compatriot Greg Shepherd, who led Washington to a third-place finish in the inaugural season of the 6-team T20 tournament. MLC is bidding to carve out a place for cricket in a lucrative sports market currently dominated by baseball, basketball and American football. Saudi Arabia will host a new elite tennis exhibition featuring Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal with 3 other Grand Slam winners in the month of October, the country's General Entertainment Authority announced. Now, Carlos Alcaraz, Yannick Sinner, Daniel Medvedev and Holger Rune will also play at the 6 Kings Slam, which will form part of the Saudi Cultural and Entertainment Festival Riyadh season. With Sinner having recently won the Australian Open, Dane Rune is the only player on the 6-man roster without a Grand Slam title. While exhibition events in the Gulf are nothing new, they are usually played during breaks in the ATP season or after it has finished. The ATP has a full schedule in the month of October, including mandatory Masters 1000 tournaments in Shanghai and Paris. Now, staying on tennis, the top court in global sport is currently hearing the appeal of former Wimbledon and Roland Garros champion Simona Halep against a doping suspension starting today. The 32-year-old Romanian has been professionally suspended since October 2022 after testing positive for banned rogastatin that stimulates the production of red blood cells at the US Open this year. Now, tennis anti-doping authorities also charged Halep with another doping offence last year due to irregularities in her athlete biological passport. Now, it is a method designed to monitor different blood parameters over time to reveal potential doping. Halep has, however, vigorously denied all the charges. Moving on in sports buzz, let's get you an update on other sporting events. Well, Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur today inaugurated Delhi Olympics 2024 at New Delhi's Talkatoora Stadium. The event was also graced by Minister of State Nishit Pramanik. Delhi Olympic Games 2024 will witness 45 games in action across 35 different venues. The tournament will begin today and will be played until the 13th of February. Speaking on the occasion, Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur expressed his happiness and also said that India will have more number of Khelo India centers in near future. Take a listen.
प्रधानमंत्री जी से अब मंजूरी ले ली है। हम अगले 10 साल में नहीं, इसी साल 31 मार्च से पहले देश में 1000 से ज्यादा खेलो इंडिया सेंटर खोल देंगे। हर जिले में एक सेंटर होगा और इस सेंटर में फॉर्मर चैंपियन एथलीट, कोई पूर्व खिलाड़ी जो चैंपियन रहा हो, उसको ट्रेनिंग देने का अवसर मिलेगा, उसको एकेडमी खोलने का अवसर मिलेगा, सेंटर चलाने का अवसर मिलेगा। उस सेंटर में जो सामान है 5 लाख रुपए हम उसके लिए देंगे और हर साल उस खिलाड़ी को 5 लाख रुपया सेंटर चलाने के लिए भी देंगे। उस खिलाड़ी के रोजगार का अवसर भी मिल गया और आपको कोच भी अपने जिला में मिल जाएगा।
During the inauguration of Delhi Olympic Games 2024, Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur also said that women are playing a key role in sports and the participation of female athletes have also increased.
बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ की आदरणीय वीरेंद्र सचदेवा जी आज बेटी बचाओ और बेटी पढ़ाओ के साथ साथ बेटियों को खेलने का अवसर भी मिला है और जब ओलंपिक्स गेम आई तो पहला मेडल भी भारत के लिए ओलंपिक्स में टोक्यो में भारत की बेटी मीराबाई चानू ने जीतने का काम किया था और अब हमने बेटियों के लिए और महिलाओं के लिए वुमेन स्पोर्ट्स लीग्स देश भर में शुरू कर दी हैं। अब तक लगभग 21 स्पोर्ट्स डिसिप्लिन में 26 राज्यों में इसको किया जा चुका है और इसमें 60,147 महिलाओं ने भाग लिया।
Moving on in sports buzz, now let's get you all the updates from the world of soccer. Mohammad Amari scored a brilliant curling strike to stun two-time winners South Korea and send Jordan to their first Asian Cup final on Tuesday with a 2-0 victory. Yazan Al-Naimet put Jordan ahead at the start of the second half with a clever trink before Tamari doubled their lead with a superb solo effort. Jordan had never gone beyond the quarterfinals before this year's tournament. Now they will next face the hosts Qatar or Iran in Saturday's grand finale. Well, there will be no teams from East Asia in the final of the Asian Cup after Jordan beat South Korea in the first semi-final on Tuesday. They will face either Qatar or Iran, who beat Japan by 2-1 to make it to the semi-finals. As Chris Gilbert reports from Tokyo, the loss is a major blow for the Japanese team.
Well, two heavyweights knocked out of the Asian Cup, the last two East Asian countries as well. Japan going down 2-1 to Iran and South Korea losing 2-0 to Jordan on Tuesday. The Jordan captain reportedly telling his team to not treat the South Korean team with more respect than they think they should, and he says he believes that boosted their confidence and spurred them on to the win. Jordan will now go on to the finals and face whatever team wins the next semi-final between defending champions Qatar and Iran. South Korea will be ruining the chance, the lost chance at gathering a third Asian Cup title, and Japan will be looking ahead and wondering how it can strengthen its own team so as it continues its campaign for World Cup qualification. It does have two upcoming World Cup qualifying matches against, of all countries, North Korea next month. It is hosting the North Korean team here in Tokyo at the end of March, and then will travel to Pyongyang for another qualifier game. It comes at an interesting time politically. North Korea, of course, has just opened up its own borders for travelers and sports teams again following a long closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This Japanese soccer team, football team, will be one of the first to visit Pyongyang for sporting purposes. It also comes as North Korean leader Kim Jong-un sends a message of sympathy to his Japanese counterpart, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, following the New Year's Day earthquake here in Japan. And it's expected that Fumio Kishida is going to respond to that sympathy message as well. So sports and politics lining up as the Japanese team looks to lick its wounds from this Asian Cup loss and then continue its hunt for qualifying for the World Cup in Mexico in 2026. Chris Gilbert in Tokyo reporting for DD India.
Well, African Footballer of the Year Victor Osimhen is in doubt for Nigeria's Africa Cup of Nations semi-final against South Africa due to a stomach complaint. The striker did not fly with the squad where they beat Angola in the quarterfinals on Friday, but to walk where the first of Wednesday's semi-finals will be played. Osimhen's absence would be a major blow to Nigeria, for whom he's been their outstanding performance at the tournament with his endless running and phenomenal work rate. The walk clash is followed on Wednesday by the second semi-final, in which hosts Ivory Coast face Democratic Republic of Congo. We are moving for a short break, but still to come on Sports Bus. Paris Olympics President Tony Extinguet under judicial probe over his pay. And DD India's exclusive interaction with Vice President of International Handball Federation.
Conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
Welcome back. After that short break, you're watching Sports Pass with me, Deepika. Well, hosts Ivory Coast faces Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa Cup of Nations semi-final round on early Thursday. Ivory Coast has entered their home stadium in Abidjan with renewed confidence after knockout wins over Senegal and Mali. Congo won the second of their two AFCON trophies in 1974 when the country was still known as they are.
I think it would be a shame to put pressure on ourselves and not play the match to the fullest. It's not that we have nothing to lose, because it would be a lie to say so. But we have come from a very, very long way. We have made every effort to get our heads above the water. And now that we have surfaced, we are not going to give up. And we are not going to play poorly because we have pressure of not reaching the final.
De pas atteindre la finale.
C'est une belle affiche.
It's a great matchup. It's a match that we are waiting for calmly and patiently because the boys have recovered well from the match against Guinea. We have another training session tonight and we are waiting for the match, which will be, in my opinion, uncertain but quite open between teams that open the game.
Ce soir
And now let's talk about handball. Priya Jain, the promoter of India's first Women Handball League, says that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Khelega India fuels them to contribute more to the world of sports. Let's take a listen. We have with us the face of Pavna Group of Industries, and she is herself the example of how women are leading from the front when we talk about women's growth and progress here in India. First of all, many congratulations to you on having this first ever handball women's league. What was the motto behind it?
Thank you so much, Deepika ji. And the motto behind it was, I saw this handball very recently. एंड मुझे उसको देख के इतना मज़ा आया दैट अगर मुझे इसके बारे में पहले पता होता तो आई वुड हैव अ पार्ट ऑफ इट बट इट्स बेटर late than never. So we have thought of this Women Handball League. We want to give our new generation athletes such a big platform where they can hold, they can have all the facility what they are thinking of, what they are dreaming of.
When we talk about the transformation, especially what the world is seeing in India and especially in the field of sports, the past 8 to 9 years have been really progressive, especially for women in sports. What is it that you are looking forward to add for the growth of women specifically?
Basically, few years ago, if you talk about, पहले phrases ऐसे होते थे कि you want to become a doctor or an engineer, but nowadays you can excel any field in you want. एंड स्पोर्ट एक ऐसी फील्ड है जहाँ आपको एक मेंटल पीस मिलता है, जो आप देख रहे हैं हमारे मोदी जी का भी नारा है, खेलेगा इंडिया बढ़ेगा इंडिया, और उसी नारे के साथ वुमेंस में इसलिए क्योंकि इस मुझे बहुत सिमिलैरिटी लगती है हैंडबॉल और इसमें। हैंडबॉल इज़ more of compassion, passion, strength, power and focus, and we as a girl or woman, we are born with it, as I mentioned in my speech also. So handball is such a big thing which comes into my mind after cricket.
So there you heard that how women are leading from the front, especially when we talk about sports. The new handball league has been introduced for women here in India, and ahead of this Olympic event, a lot of transformational journey is yet to be witnessed. Well, this is Deepika with camera person Rahul reporting for DD India from New Delhi. We also had an exclusive interaction with Badir Mohammad Al-Thiab, who's the Vice President of International Handball Federation, who hailed the power, grit and determination of Indian female athletes. He also talked about India's remarkable progress in sports, especially in the past 9 years. Sports is witnessing a huge transformation, and especially in the past 8 to 9 years, considering this is an Olympic year and the journey has been really great. Right now we have with us the Vice President of International Handball Federation. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to DD India exclusively. When we talk about the journey of handball, how it has been, especially in India?
You know, India is from the biggest country on the world, not only in Asia, but we must do something for make a good strategy to develop handball in India. And the federation here in India, they help us very well. They did a very, very good job. Not only we feel that, but no, also IHF, International Handball Federation, they feel that the handball in India, especially women handball, become bigger and bigger. Now we make a strategy in Asia, and we have many meetings with Indian Federation, and we feel that Indian handball, it will be more better than before 5 or 6 or 8 years. You know, they took the Asian Championship in junior, and they play in the World Cup. In this case, we feel that we are in the right way. We will support them. We will do everything for them to support handball in India, because if we see our result in handball in India.
And when we talk about India, what are the changes, transformation and the opportunities that you see here in India?
India is a big country. India is, you know, all the tourists come here, and then we know there is, you know, in our country there's a lot of people in India, and we know Indian people from many years. We live with them. You know that Indian people is very nice people. Not because I am in India, no, this is right. All the people, there is no problem about them. They work very good work in all the field, not only in the sport. We have a lot of university, schools in our country, and I think India become bigger and bigger, and good luck for all the people here in India, also the government, also the sport in India. In Olympic Games, you see how many medals India took in the last Olympic Games.
You said that you see women more stronger here in India, especially in the current year. What made you say that? What makes you so, excited about women participation and women coming at the forefront with such strong power?
This is what I want to send message to the many players, that the women Indian team better than you. Yeah, this is I spoke with my friend. Women team better than men team. The result better. They must work very hard, because this is the same federation, women and men. Why the women become better? Because they play very good. They, about the training of in all the field, women better than men.
So there you heard the Vice President of International Handball Federation, who's really optimistic about women participation. He says women are indeed stronger than any other player categories here in India, and that there are a lot of opportunities that we can find and tap upon here in India when it comes to sports, especially in the Olympic year. This is Deepika reporting with camera person Rahul for DD India in New Delhi. Moving on, Paris Olympics President Tony Estanguet faces a judicial probe over his pay. The Paris Olympic Organizers Committee said that they were surprised by the probe, but that they were willing to respond to any questions from the investigators. The 2024 Paris Olympics Committee said that the remuneration of the president of the organizing committee is very strictly regulated. The Financial Prosecutor's Office declined to comment on this. Now, in the month of October, authorities raided Paris Olympics headquarters as part of a probe into alleged favoritism. Now, Formula One team principal Christian Horner will face a company hearing on Friday after an unspecified complaint that was made against him. Red Bull Austria said in a statement that they were investigating a complaint against Horner without giving details. Horner and his team celebrated the most dominant season in Formula One history last year, with Dutch driver Max Verstappen taking his third title in a row and Red Bull winning 21 out of 22 races. They are the favourites so far for yet another season to dominate. And that's all for this in this edition of DD India Sports Pass. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Deepika Mehta, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Sports Pass. Namaskar.